Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 105 of the Toonami Escape podcast. I'm Greg Zeno. Tonight we have C-Caller and B-Dubs.
Hey guys.
Hello.
And oh, sorry. Anyway, this is a week later because I was traveling, so now we get to play the fun game of what the fuck did we watch last time?
I don't
Well,
know.
it kind of makes sense that we would skip a week since the previous week was just, the marathon or whatever.
Yeah,
We didn't expect it. We skipped the wrong week, though.
we skipped the wrong week.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, we were going to skip a week anyway.
Yeah.
We're
We just-
coming to this literally over like about 10-ish days after
Yeah.
we last watched this stuff.
Well, I've got notes on most of this that I can refer to, but there are some vague things here, so we'll have to figure out what I meant when I wrote down my notes. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, in a brief bit of news, they don't have a fucking clue what they're going to do when Kai ends.
What else is new?
That was a tweet we got, and apparently they don't know.
But it's almost over.
Yeah.
it's strange because I would, up until now, it felt like they've got things pretty well planned out. So to hear that was kind of a surprise.
Yeah. Maybe it's one of those situations where they kind of have an idea what they want to do, but they're trying to work the rights out right now.
Perhaps they have multiple things they could put in there, but they don't know which one to go with. Or they don't know exactly how to lay out the schedule.
Or they don't know which one of the rights are going to come through first.
Or they don't know where to rerun Kai at. 11 o'clock or 3 o'clock.
Gosh, I hope they don't do that.
I would not be surprised.
I mean, I think it would depend on how much longer they have the airing rights for that.
Well,
I mean, if they have it,
they might have to re-up airing rights for everything before Boo.
I don't know. It depends on how long they got it for, but I would imagine Boo they have at least through the end of the year.
it just seems like too long a show for them to rerun to me. But
It's also,
what about,
Dragon Ball.
yeah, but also there was that tweet or retweet from DeMarco that I think they posted today in reference to some Sakuga from Gundam War in the Pocket.
It's definitely the Right in the Pocket show, guys.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that might be it. Yeah.
Sometimes it's just an obvious clue.
Well, I guess it could go either way. He could just be such a huge fan of that he couldn't help resisting retweeting it. But man, it's hard to avoid the coincidence of it.
2 is a serious pattern.
Yeah. I mean,
Also,
once is
it's
okay.
6 episodes, which is just so perfect for. Look, we have 6 episodes between Fooly Coolies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. Anyway, that's all we have for news, I think, unless anyone else has anything.
Well, I mean, about halfway through this, I think we're going to be getting a big Pokemon announcement. So,
Oh boy. The servers will crash and it'll crash this with it.
yeah. Apparently, Eurogamers in Japan today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not really Toonami related news, but
No, but I mean, everyone and their grandmother who listens to this is going to be waiting for it.
Oh man, the Bethesda announcement and the Pokemon announcement are the same thing.
No. The Bethesda announcement, I shouldn't tell you.
What? Okay. You're gonna DM me.
No. After we're done here, I'll tell you two guys what I know about that, which is very little.
Okay.
But I do know something.
Okay.
And it's pretty hype.
Okay.
But you guys might know that already.
Okay.
I know more Capcom stuff than I do.
When's the next
Bethesda
Ace Attorney
stuff.
coming out?
Ace Attorney, I don't know. The things I can tell you about the Resident Evil 2 remake, they only got half the story in the thread, so.
Ooh. We got the juicy deets about random bullshit not related to Toonami.
Nope.
This has been B-Dubs Breaks 5 million NDA. Now let's talk about the lock.
Oh, I have so many NDAs I can break. No, I don't.
Dragon Ball Super Episode 64. Worship me, give praise unto me, the explosive birth of a merged Zamasu. In this episode, we're definitely going to beat Zamasu with the evil containment wave in this urn, except for the thread title.
Yep,
I mean,
that
episode
totally
title. Fuck!
that totally worked. There was no problems there. Everything went according to plan.
Yeah, the protagonists of this show, unfortunately's greatest villain are the Toei show titles.
It's also themselves and their own
Yeah.
incompetence.
They
Yeah.
forgot They forgot the seal.
What else is new?
Well, it's because Goku. They relied on Goku to bring it.
I mean, who does that? Vegeta, of all people, should know better.
Goku can't even be relied upon to take his heart medication.
This is true.
He would have died had like Chi-Chi not gone, wait, didn't you take your medicine? Like, no.
Goku literally cannot go to the hospital for remember to go to the hospital for dialysis.
Yeah.
Also that.
Also, it was grape-flavored medication, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's grape. How are you going to expect him to drink grape?
So anyway, Zamasu had a delicious freak-out when he was getting captured by the evil containment wave, I must say.
Mm-hmm. It was nice.
Not that I remember a single line.
I do think it was very fun to watch him, like, because he's so high and mighty, to be like, how is this happening? Oh my god!
Just from straight up to the fuck.
Yeah.
He did not expect that ability.
Speaking of abilities,
hey, Goku Black has a scythe now because Edge.
a scythe that can cut the sky.
Hey, they needed to fill out that Fighter Z moveset somehow.
I mean, the scythe is just kind of out of nowhere and doesn't fit with anything.
They had to fill that out somehow.
I mean, look, it's there because it looks cool.
Oh, yeah.
I think I can firmly say that scythes, while very edgy, are also very cool.
Yeah, I'm always in
so
for a
cool.
cool scythe. I'm in for that, yeah.
They're so cool.
Anyway, the Sky Giant he makes just spits out more Goku Blacks, and it's like, okay.
I mean, you know.
What was
else is
going
new?
on there? I totally, I kind of phased out for a second there. And
The writers don't know, so.
okay. That's
That's
about as much as I figured. I'm like, why are there suddenly, okay, whatever.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Uh-huh. I
Well,
mean,
my
they just do
favorite-
whatever.
My favorite moment of the episode was when Bulma decided to try to hit on Zamasu.
Why did you think that would work?
Well, it's worked for her in the past.
Not well.
Look, she turned Vegeta into a good guy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she had to, like, you know, get with him.
She has it's like a character trait that they just decided to bring back where she's like, I'm going to be the feminine wild, I'm going to woo him. But it was funny.
No reason to believe that will work on fucking Zamasu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This dude only has eyes for himself in another man's body.
Yeah. I mean, he is the
God.
definition. He is the definition of, like, self-cessed.
Speaking of which, we get the epic crotch spin fusion. They literally, I mean, how much more, like...
Sexual?
Yeah, exactly. Like, they literally come at each other hips forward until they, crash into each other.
Their junk is all smushing up against each other.
That's how they fuse. And then somebody posted that GIF from Fighter Z where, like, they're both smiling as they're spinning.
Oh my god! I kind of unironically love everything about these guys.
I do too. I mean, it's just so hilarious and over the top and campy, and I love it.
And then they're merged Zamasu. Hey, guess what? I bet he doesn't have more. I bet he's not invulnerable.
Probably
because
not.
He's a new body. So congratulations,
Oh, yeah.
You played yourself.
Because he's technically an invulnerable guy plus a not invulnerable guy, and we saw that with, the Goku Vegeta fusion. Like, it was a dead guy and a not dead guy, and then it turned into a not dead guy. So apparently, normal body sort of overrides.
I think the thing is that only that one body was given invulnerability. This is a completely different thing.
Yep.
So now you can kill this.
Also, it just looks like Zamasu now.
It's Zamasu with really big hair.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess.
Zamasu with Super Saiyan hair.
His hair didn't even really look all that different to me. I guess it is, but it doesn't look very much different.
When you put them side to side, it would be pretty obvious, I think.
Is it? Okay. I couldn't tell. I was like literally watching it and looking like, okay, it looks like Zamasu, but what's supposed to be the Goku part? And I couldn't really see it. I'm like, yeah, I guess the hair, but
Yeah.
anyway.
Anyway, you guys want to talk about Kai?
Sure.
Dragon Ball Z Kai, the final chapters, episode 163. You are the savior of the world. Everyone's spirit bomb completed. In this episode, Hail Satan!
Hail Satan!
They literally said, well, they didn't say Hail Satan, but like,
Hail Satan!
what were they saying?
Hail
Mr. Satan!
Oh, Mr. Satan! And they were just, the whole planet was saying it.
That's correct.
Well, I mean, that's simply because Hail Satan was too on the nose.
Well, this was the episode of cameos. Like,
everyone's just raising their hand. For the glory of Satan, of course.
Yeah, and it's like all these characters from classic Dragon Ball, many of which I had never seen in my life, but everybody in the thread was like, oh, hey, there's that guy, and there's that guy.
Here's some racist Native American stereotypes. Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then there's that guy that was only in filler.
I did kind of like it, though, because even as someone who hadn't seen the original Dragon Ball, like all these like cameos coming in at the end does kind of make this feel like this is the end of the story. Like this is where everything was leading to in Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Even though we know eventually we get GT and Super and everything else.
Well, not even, I mean, GT, that doesn't count anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even it was kind of leading to this and then kind of wasn't. And I mean, it's good that it, sort of feels like, oh, this was planned, even though it's kind of pulled out his ass.
Yeah, it does feel though like this is going to be the climax of the series.
Yeah.
I forget, was Park Ranger 17 last episode or this episode? It has to be this episode.
It might have been this one, yeah.
Yeah,
anyway, 17's alive and he's a park ranger.
Yes. Oh, yes. He was in the episode. I don't remember him being a park ranger. I just remember him being in it, yeah.
He's a park ranger.
Yep. He takes care of animals in a park.
Okay.
Also shoots up poachers.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yep. Just remember that because that comes up again, apparently.
Anyway, this is an entire episode of Satan being like, give me your energy to this guy.
Yep.
That's it.
I like the part where like everybody's going down and they're like, hey, snap out of it. You need to, give you your power. And like Piccolo like goes to like some amusement park and everybody's like, oh my God, it's King Piccolo. He's back.
He's like, wait, they remember me.
And then I don't forget what he says, but he was just like, gosh darn it.
We're being accosted by flying weirdos in orange outfits.
The only other note I had was that apparently Mr. Satan was making some really great faces in this episode.
I don't remember any of them.
Yeah, I bet if we watched it again, it'd be really obvious. But he had some apparently great faces. That's what I wrote down.
Watch this episode again, or any episode of Dragon Ball Z.
No.
Sorry. Anyway, you guys want to do My Hero Academia? No? Okay, podcast over.
All right. Bye.
My Hero Academia, episode 3, Roaring Muscles. In this episode, please eat my hair.
Certainly not some kind of weird fetish.
Nope. But no, you were wondering, well, if he's not going to develop a quirk spontaneously, or just, I don't know, not have one. What's the other option? Here you go.
I didn't even realize it could work like this, because from what we were told, it was like, oh, you have to be born with one and whatever. It's like, oh, you can just give a guy a superpower. Like
that's what makes it special, though. Like this is the only way. This is the only one like that we know about.
So he's got the extra special superpower.
Well, not so special in just that that's the power.
There's a very specific reason this power works the way it does that will be revealed in this show's Toonami run.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like, yeah, okay, it's, you know, we've seen it kind of before. It's like, yeah, he's got the extra special power now, and
No, see, I think you're taking it the wrong way. It's not extra special. It's just that's
well, I mean,
not
it's
better than any other power.
He's got he's got the really unique one. You know, it's like
unique. Yeah, I guess they're all kind of unique though.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're all kind of unique, but his is the only one that works in this way.
Yeah, but as in terms of power of actual ability, All Might is super duper strong, and that's about it. As we've seen.
Yeah, I mean they explained it. Yeah, they explained it in the episode that basically what the power is, one for all, is what the superpower is that you can give your life energy or your power to the next person, and then that is it, and that's your power. And then the reason All Might is so strong is because he has the power of all the people who have passed that quirk on. And so it just gets stronger and stronger as it's passed on. That's the power. It's not like you can fly or turn invisible or do anything special. It's that you can give your power to someone else. That's the power. And it's just that every time you do it, it gets stronger. Which is kind of a cool quirk. I mean, and it doesn't break the rule of like. I think I like this more than like what Seda was thinking was going to happen, where it was just like he was just going to like suddenly get powers.
No, that would be really lame.
I mean, it feels a little bit like that. I mean, he is just sort of suddenly getting powers, but
the difference is that it's better than that because he did something to deserve it, to earn it.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's what makes it better. It's still sort of like it feels like something we've seen before, just sort of executed a little better.
Mm-hmm. You know, I think the next episode really cements my love of this because I don't want to spoil it, but like. The fact that he has the quirk doesn't automatically make him great. And then you'll find out next episode why.
Yep. Anyway, to actually be able to get this quirk without his limbs exploding off in all directions, he has to move filing cabinets and cars and All Might along a beach.
Mm-hmm. You know, somebody mentioned too, I remember they were saying like, because like in the episode, All Might says he weighs like 560 pounds or something like that. And then there's like a shot of like Deku like carrying him on his shoulders. He's like, wait, is he carrying a 560-pound man on his shoulders?
Don't think about it too hard.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I'm like, okay.
But yeah, I really like this one line, man. Holy stinking super crap.
Yeah.
We're super not cursing here on this show.
Nope.
Anyway, so Deku gets the power just in time to go off to take the test and talk to a girl, kind of.
He talked to a girl.
He didn't actually talk.
Didn't actually talk.
But
I love that it put that on the screen.
He almost talked to a girl.
Sort of. He stuttered.
A little.
He stammered and said nothing in front of a girl.
Yep.
Anyway, Bakugo's there, and there's also Glasses Dude, who's really, really, really into the rules.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder who our main characters are.
I couldn't tell you.
Nope. Apparently, Present Mike has a different voice.
Yeah, I never saw like the Japanese version, so I have no idea what Present Mike was supposed to sound like in Japanese. But
Frankie.
I kind of like
Japanese
what they're doing
Frankie.
here. Oh, really?
Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, I like what they're doing here with him though, because like I feel like they're taking some liberties because he's doing all kind of like DJ puns and things like that, talking about like he's at the top of the charts and stuff like that. Like using like lingo from like radio broadcasters. I don't know if any of that was in the Japanese version. It doesn't seem like it would be, but
anyway, does anyone else have anything else from this episode? Except the fact that it was Dagobah Beach.
Not really.
In case you haven't noticed, everything in the show is Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's talk about Fully Cooley really quick. That sure was an ending.
Yep. It happened.
Fully Cooley. Let's move on to Progressive. I don't know.
It was really cool.
It looked really cool, but As for the plot, I don't know.
It's the sort of show that you have to watch a couple of times to really get, simply because of how not only how dense it is, but how much symbolism and like metaphor and stuff it uses.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go too much into talking about the next one, other than to say that like one of the great things about the original is how much style it has in its animation.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like from what we've seen so far, like the new ones look like a kind of pale uh representation of that, like they pale by comparison. They don't have any of like the style of the amazing animation of the first one, and it feels like it's more banking on the story, which I don't know if that's
I
really
don't know.
important.
I don't know about that.
I think it is. I think that like when you read that
I
like
know, I know
synopsis,
that. I know. I'm not doubting you. I'm just saying. I don't know, man.
oh,
That's
how you feel about it,
a good
yeah.
idea.
Yeah, it kind of feels like the music is there and the characters are there, and for some reason the story is there. Like if
Mm-hmm.
as if you understood what happened in the first one. Hey, here's some more of what's story about that, and I'm sure it's going to have. I mean, judging by the preview, it looks like the theme of progressive is like it's not about growing up. It's about like belonging or being like a part of society and being checked out or checked in, something like that. It's going to be the theme. But then I just look at it and I'm like, it looks okay, but it just looks so kind of average looking. It looks like a lot of anime, and
Looks
like
extremely anime.
it looks extremely like competent, but not great. And that's kind of why I'm like, okay, it's missing something, because it seems like almost every shot in the original Fooly Cooly, it's like you could frame it, and it just looks so good. And this just kind of looks okay. So I'm kind of going into progressive, kind of thinking, okay, it could be a good show on its own, but it's just doesn't so far doesn't look good.
It would be something maybe that would, if only if it would be judged better if it didn't have Fully Cooley in it.
Possibly, yeah. I don't know. I don't want to be too harsh on it. I want to give it a chance. Apparently, somebody, Polygon or some, I don't know, maybe not Polygon, IGN or somebody got to see like the first episode of it, and they said that it's like good, but like good for what is an ordinary anime, and not like as memorable as the original, which they considered was like a trip fest, which it kind of is, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, lightning only strikes so many times.
I've always said this from the very beginning, that I felt like the biggest strength to the original Fooly Cooly were those lead animators at Gainax at that time,
Right.
like Imashi and these other people who just have this style that they can infuse into it. And I feel like they've got the writer, they've got the music.
Hey, B-dubs.
Yeah, I'm hearing myself. They've got the writer, for the story. They've got the music. They've got the concept. But what they don't have, I feel like, is those artists, those people who can make every frame just look beautiful. And I'm a
Also,
little worried.
the money.
Yeah, maybe. But I don't want to be down on it. I don't want to be down on it. Let me give it a chance. It could be a really enjoyable, fun thing. So I'm going to go in like positive.
Like I said, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about Fully Cooley, fine is like, ooh, that's super tepid. Anyway, JoJo.
Yep.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders Battle in Egypt, Episode 37, Whole Horse and Mondada Part 2. In this episode, Looney Tunes.
Oh, I love Mondada episodes.
In this
These are
episode,
just-
Whole Horse has to shoot his bullets into a pipe that will hit Jotaro in the face.
Yep.
That's Mondada.
I'm going to be honest. I saw this twist coming, and then I was still surprised.
Yeah, I will say that of all the stand users, I feel like Mondada's stand is like the worst, because
awesome.
it does what it does, but it's so flawed in how it does it.
I mean, the problem is that, in the book, it showed that the clock was on the clock tower. But then,
He's
Whole
using
Horse
his
kept
watch.
looking. Yeah, he kept looking at his watch,
I think
and
the
like
thing that
it's such a subtle thing that you don't even realize it until it's already happened, and you're like, oh shit.
the thing with the book seems to be that it's definitely correctly predicted that if Whole Horse stuck his fingers up Polnareff's nose, then everybody in the Crusaders would be lying on the ground bleeding out.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
So
he did it, and then
let
the
me-
truck came by, and they were all like, fuck.
So let me ask you this then, just out of curiosity: do you
Yeah.
think that his book is always obviously it's always showing what will happen? It's
Right.
just showing like, but do you think that it is? Do you think his book deliberately tries to show you what you need to happen, or just what will happen, regardless of the outcome that gets it to there?
I think
It seems to show you if this one thing happens, then this event will happen.
or I think it shows you, like, if you want this to happen, these are the things that will lead up to that happening.
And then when only times when it doesn't work out to their favor is when they don't follow it correctly.
Right.
Then
When it's
basically, so Zenyatta screwed it up by being Jotaro.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So guess what? His face got he got blown up by the orange.
But do you think
Yeah.
that the book, like, again, this is just speculation, but do you think the book was correct on the original prediction that if he hadn't turned into Jotaro, Jotaro would have died?
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I think so too. I think it's showing them what they need to do, but they're like, when they mess up,
They're
it's because
screwing it up.
They
The
didn't
real
interpret it.
problem is that the teammates from Mondada have been Zenyatta and Whole Horse.
And they're both idiots.
They make mistakes, yeah.
Yeah, like if you gave this to, like,
Literally
Joseph.
any other stand user they faced this season.
Yeah. I mean, like, if Joseph had this power, teaming up with him, he could probably roll most of the series.
They could beat Dio.
Yeah.
How
It's
far
just
away
a
are
matter.
How far away are we from seeing Dio?
Oh boy, we are
Couple
let's
weeks?
see. 1,
Month?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
So 2
11
months.
episodes left in this show. I
Okay.
think.
Okay. Left in the show altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how long until
Okay.
We have 3 fights before Dio.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so probably a month and a half.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dio is like July.
Yeah, okay.
No, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I mean, I'm just assuming
5,
every
6,
fight
7.
is 2.
Yeah, there's 7 episodes of fight that's not Dio before Dio.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to know because I'm looking forward to it.
Well, you should look forward to the next fight too because it's great.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, I really so what Whole Horse fucked up was that if he had looked at that actual clock on the building, he would have won.
Yeah. He just didn't pay. He wasn't, like, with that book, it very much seems like the devil is in the details. And he got that, but he didn't really get that.
And then it also seems like the book will kind of it'll kind of fulfill its prophecy some other way.
Yeah, it very much seems like if you don't get it right, like if you take the actions to try and get it right and then you screw something up, it sort of like rebounds on you.
Yeah, it's like the pictures never will change in the book. They're always representative of actual things that will occur. It's that it's up to you to get them to play out the way you think the book is telling you. That's why I was asking the question. It's like, is the book just showing random pictures from the future, or is it like showing you what you want to see and then you have to figure out how to make that happen? And I can't really tell, but I guess it's not important. We're probably never going to see these guys again, right?
No, never.
Yeah, I think it said that they were retired or whatever.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, they're not coming back.
Yeah.
They're not like, hey, it's part 5 and here's Whole Horse and Mondada.
I'm glad I never have to look at that creepy ass art again. That's awful.
I mean, Mondada got really fucked up. Like he
I loved
he
that.
was like, I'm gonna be a good guy, and then Iggy's just like, fuck you.
Yes. Yeah.
In fact, Iggy has literally only done bad things this entire part.
Yeah, I mean, Iggy's a bad guy.
Also, I did love just Toll Horse bouncing up and down like, come on!
Yeah, it was. I was gonna say it's a really funny episode. I mean,
Yeah.
I do enjoy a bit of comedy, and that's what these two last episodes have been. Like Whole Horse makes for a funny character.
Anyway, you guys want to talk about Hunter x Hunter?
Yes.
Yes.
Hunter x Hunter episode 96, A Lawless Home. In this episode, do you want to see the Phantom Troop fuck up some ants?
Yes, please.
Good, because that's all this episode is.
Yeah, it was great.
I mean, it sort of shows that, like, yes, the Phantom Troop is strong enough to deal with, the regular ants pretty well, but as strong as they are, they'd probably still get fucked up by the big wigs.
Maybe some of them. Anyway,
I feel like most of them.
This is basically to show off the lesser
Powers,
the unseen powers of the Phantom Troop.
Yeah,
like,
because
hey, what's up with Mummy Guy with boxing gloves? Oh,
yeah.
He just has holes everywhere. How does that...
because it's because this comes up in a future arc, and there's really not enough time to show it off then. So
anyway, stop one of our Phantom Troop power extravaganza, Bonolenov.
You're gonna have to describe it because I can't remember these names.
That's mummy dude with boxing gloves.
Okay,
right.
The holes.
Yeah,
so many holes that he just kind of swirls around and makes weird sounds.
And then those sounds do things, like let him throw Jupiter at a guy.
Yeah, that doesn't really follow on from, but sure, whatever.
Yeah,
it might be more metaphorical.
I think that was actually Jupiter.
But no, I mean, if he threw actual Jupiter, then everyone's dead because the Earth is getting sucked into Jupiter.
This is true. It was smaller Jupiter.
But that was dude threw Jupiter at that guy.
Yeah, that was pretty hardcore.
If you're gonna fuck someone up, throw Jupiter at them.
I mean, it's a pretty good way to do it. Yeah. I mean, Gurren Lagann was throw galaxies at each other, but, Jupiter's good too.
Hey, here's that kid, nice smiling boy I can't remember his name, Shalnark.
Yes. Yeah, I like that part because, like, there was actually, I could follow it a little better. Like, his power is he's a manipulator, and he can, like, what he does in the episode is so cool. He like has like a little needle or something, and he can stick it in something and then manipulate it, right?
Yeah.
And then to get out of being captured, he sticks the needle into himself, and then on his phone then remote controls him. So he like manipulates himself.
Sure.
Which was kind of
going Super Saiyan.
Basically, yeah, and it was kind of a neat thing. And by the way, I just have to mention too, because I wrote it down, is that the guy he was fighting was another manipulator ant who had, and I'm not kidding, a fighting game stick that he was using to manipulate, another bigger ant.
Sure, why not? Like,
but
why
he
not?
died. I think every ant we saw that was fighting one of the troop members in this episode died. But there are still some more ants to have battles yet to come, I think.
No, we didn't. So, I mean, we saw creepy spider dude fighting vacuum lady.
Yeah, well, we didn't really see the fight, though.
We saw them fighting, so your statement was wrong. I'm right.
Well, I mean, like, we didn't watch the fight, though. Like,
sure.
we saw that they were in the distance somewhere fighting, yeah.
We saw some complete fights. Anyway, Finks can literally just, like, swing his arm and get strong.
Yeah, it's kind of like what Gon does with, rock, paper, scissors, only, he swings his arm instead of going, just charging up normally.
Enhancers really do seem to be pretty simplistic.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, I think they're sort of a tier above everyone else when it comes to, like, the basics, so they don't need anything fancy.
Pretty much. I was, really weirded out by, like, Finks, you were rocking a tracksuit earlier. Why are you now you just got back from raiding the tomb of King Tut?
Yeah. What I was kind of wondering, like when I was watching it, and I don't think this ever gets answered, but do you think that Finks could swing his arm faster? Because he was going pretty slow with it. It was 1, to? Like, do you think he could just sort of swing it around real fast? And
he probably has limits on. He probably basically did one of those conditions on it where the slower he goes, the more power he builds up.
No, we know that it's based on per swing. Like, so one swing will juice it a certain amount, two will, So I'm just kind of wondering, like, if he could swing it around faster, that'd basically give him a much stronger version of whatever Gon is using.
I don't know. I feel like conditions have to come in there to make that not overpowered.
Well, I mean, the condition would be, the number of swings he does. I don't know. I'm guessing it's going to come up in a couple of chapters when Togashi comes back.
Probably not.
Well, I mean,
how about 6 more chapters of remember all these princes? No, fuck.
No. The last couple of chapters have been, Phantom Troop.
Well, just seems like a great time to go back to the princes.
Hey, man, like Terror Sandwich, he's gonna skin people. That's gonna be his power. All I'm saying.
Nobody knows what we're talking about. It doesn't matter. Anyway.
Nope.
Was there any? I'm trying to see if I forgot any other members.
Yeah, so like Killua's sister shows up.
Brother.
Okay, whatever,
yeah,
sibling. That person, they have what I can only assume is like their Nen power is like paper cuts or something.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You ever gotten a paper cut? They suck.
Yeah, this is like paper manipulator or something. I'm not really sure, but. And then the other thing too is that that one queen ant, or not queen, but that one girl ant, the one with the bikini or whatever, I guess she's setting herself up to be like a queen. But of course she can't do what the real queen can do. And so it wasn't clear to me what was happening, but she was like getting guys like just, I mean, she wasn't boning them. Right? What was she doing?
Basically.
I don't want to know.
I think it was implied that like she was killing them and then like creating monsters.
More ants.
Yeah, but it's like wasn't working right. It was weird. Like she was turning ordinary human males into creepy monster ants or something. So yeah, that's happening.
Yeah.
Sure.
I guess I like this episode on the whole because we got to see the Phantom Troop again, and they were kind of being badasses, and it was fun to see all their powers.
Realize the Phantom Troop from basically the York New City arc on, they never really leave.
Yeah, I mean everybody kind of sticks around almost.
That's cool.
It's such they're kind of the main villains of the show, but not really.
Yeah, I mean, they just sort of keep existing, like almost in parallel with whatever's going on.
Yeah, I definitely, as a new viewer, do not consider them the current antagonists at all.
In fact, they're basically heroes right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, keep in mind, they are saving a town that's famous for suicide bombing anyone that, fucks with them.
Basically.
Yeah.
Anyway, Black Clover. Black Clover, episode 23, King of the Crimson Lions. In this episode, that salt meme. That's all I remember.
Who gives a shit? The shit happened. There was a laser beam, and the guy did the salt thing.
I wrote down 2 notes. One was King voice. Remember that King? When he talked.
Oh my god, I forgot about that guy. Oh fuck.
You know what? It's unfortunate. I meant to have a clip of that to play here, but I don't have it. So, but yeah, go back and if you want to suffer, go back and listen to that guy talk in that episode. It was hilarious.
Wizard King, why isn't he protecting me? That's goofy.
Yeah, it was basically like that though. He was like, just the most stereotypical stuck up his own ass king voice you could ever hear.
Just the absolute exactly what you would expect the king of this extremely classist country to sound like.
Yeah, like to a point that it's like a caricature and you should be like not taking it seriously, but the show wants you to.
It's clear it's like, what exactly is what? Why do why is the Wizard King not just the king?
Yeah.
Who is stopping? What incredibly powerful mages does the king have loyal only to him?
I don't know.
If there's anything I've learned about this show, the only thing stronger than magic in this world is the classism.
Yeah.
So even the most powerful mages want to be like, I'm a pureblood, blah, blah, blah.
Hey, at least this Red Lions guy seems to at least be like, hey, you're strong, which means I respect you.
Yeah, there seems to be a few of these elitist guys who are turning around now, which is kind of nice.
Anyway, this guy's super strong because he does what everyone else in the show does and makes some weird giant dragon / cat / pillar out of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This show sucks. Moving on.
It does.
Wait, I didn't get to say the other note I had, though.
Okay.
Oh, what else do you got?
There was a scene in this show where a cook cared more about finishing his meal than his own life. And so he was like, basically, like, the world was crumbling around him, and his other like sous chefs are like, we need to get out of here, we're gonna die. And the cook is like, I will never leave my post. I will cook the greatest meal for my king ever. I don't care if I have to die doing it.
Man, I can't believe Sanji got roped into a shokugeki like that.
Yep. Who knew?
It's just another example of where, like, as an audience member, I can't take it seriously.
Also, what is Food Girl doing? I don't know.
Well, she's
eating.
She basically the cook cares more about delivering a meal to the to these whatever these protectors are, not the Black Bulls and all those guys. He cares more about that than his own safety. And so she's there and she's like, well, I'll eat your meal. And then the cook will then, I guess, get what he wants, I guess.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
He's looking for meaning in his life, god damn it.
It's dumb.
I remember something from Naruto now, so let's talk about Naruto.
Oh. Someone remembered something.
Naruto Shippuden episode 203, Sasuke's Ninja Way is dumb. In this episode, Kashi just basically questions the entire plot.
Well, he's the smart one there. Of course he questioned it.
Basically, Toby's just like, oh, well, he has resolved to destroy the Leaf Village because they betrayed his brother. And then Kakashi's like, that guy from those, that, like, Star Trek guy from the Plinkett reviews, like, excuse me. Excuse me.
That doesn't make sense.
Continue his brother's work. Basically, literally just straight out drops the entire, wait, why? Here is why that is dumb. And then Toby's just like, no, it's the way it is. Shut up.
This makes my one word note that I put down for this makes sense now. The word was destiny. And that's what it is. Basically, this episode lays out the idea that everything that's happening has been happening over and over again.
Fuck, now I remember all of it.
Yes.
God damn it.
And so, like, Naruto and Sasuke's battle was foretold. It's destiny.
Fuck part 1. Nothing was true.
Yep. Oh, you know what the best part of all this is still coming, because apparently there's an explanation as to why Sasuke is acting stupidly. That's not destiny.
Oh, we'll see that in 6 years.
Yeah, and it is somehow even dumber than destiny.
God. God.
It's so bad.
Fuck.
Should we just say it?
No.
Okay. All right.
Don't spoil my love of learning this bullshit.
But do spoil all the secrets of Bethesda's next game.
It's not Bethesda's game, though. They're only publishing it.
Ooh, juicy deeds.
All right. Well, got anything else for Toonami before you start going off into video game land?
I had no idea that Gaara was Liam O'Brien.
Wait, he is?
Yep.
Oh.
Wow.
Literally had no idea. I'm going to look this up right now. Because someone was like, Liam O'Brien is Gaara? And it's like, what?
You know what? I will say this about Shippuden, though. I like Gaara.
Yep, English, Liam O'Brien.
Yeah, no, he's very good.
I did not like Gaara before. I thought he was a generic villain back in the original Naruto. And I kind of like this more like taking up the mantle of the leader Gara in Shippuden. Like it's like
Mhm.
yeah. And also, I think I like him too because like all of the other Kages are kind of except for the girl one maybe they're all kind of up their own ass, and he's like the reasonable one.
Look, I've
Yeah.
been through that phase before.
Yeah, he's been there.
Yeah.
He knows from trying to destroy the world.
Yeah, I mean, he's just I like him because he's like the actual like person who's reasonable and can be, have a decent conversation with, and all these other ones are just like, they're just kind of stuck in their stupid old
Yeah.
ways.
He of all the people in charge right now, he seems like the only one that actually deserves to be in charge.
Exactly.
Hey,
Like,
Raikage jumps through windows and floors.
And Raikage is not bad because he also is principled, but he's
Mhm.
also like a fucking maniac and probably
Yeah.
should be in chains.
He's a crazy person.
Local floor serial killer finally captured at last.
Hmm.
He's like principled like in a good way, but then also like taking it too far, like where he will never forgive a person.
I mean, Sasuke does not deserve to be forgiven, so
No, but like
Where is he?
okay, but also those poor samurai people didn't deserve to have their fucking table punched in
Nope.
or
dude,
their
they can make
floor
a new table.
destroyed.
They can make a new table and a new floor.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, like fucking chill.
I think we
Mhm.
see Kohler works at a hardwood floor installation.
No, it's just
Yeah.
like I mean, like he'll do that shit and not apologize. That's all I'm saying. Like he goes breaking people's floors. He doesn't give a fuck.
I bet Donzo would apologize. He wouldn't mean it, but he would apologize.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
I am so sorry
He
that
would
I've
only
broken your floor.
apologize if it served him.
Yeah. And he wouldn't mean it.
No. I don't know what to make of the girl Kage though. What's her deal?
She really wants to get married. That's
Yeah.
it.
But is she like
It's so
good
bad.
or is she like manipulative?
No,
She just wants
only
to get married. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's her goal is she's
She's a
baby
female
crazy.
character in Naruto.
She wants to get married.
So
Yeah.
oh man, that's pretty
Yep.
sad.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Every other
Apparently-
Kage has something going on but her.
Yep. Oh, apparently there's another Pokemon game coming next year.
I mean, it's Pokemon. There's one every year.
Yeah. No, I know. It's just
I
that,
think next year will probably be the actual. If this year is Pokemon, like let's
remake,
go.
Yellow remake.
Next year is new Pokemon,
Yeah.
and
It
it's
was
not
just-
just an HD 3DS game.
No. Well, I mean, they've basically been using HD assets for all the 3DS games, so scaling it up would be fine, I think.
Yeah, but when you jump to a new console, people expect, oh, this looks completely different.
Well, I mean, they've been refining sort of, the cartoony style. I don't see why they'd go away from it. Here we
We
go.
forgot to talk about how that guy's zombies in Black Clover were just Jimmy and Al.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Carl.
they're just. Oh, those names were horrible.
In fact, here's. Oh my god, this villain's name is Rades Spirito.
Hmm. Okay, so apparently they're announcing a couple of games for Switch. The first one is a free-to-play on smartphones and Switch called Pokemon Quest.
Okay, is this just been announced?
Yeah, like just right this second. I'm going through the Twitter feeds there. Oh, that actually looks kind of cool. Is that Minecraft?
Baby.
That looks a little bit like a Minecraft style game. Huh. It's actually kind of clever.
Well, that's been this episode of the Toonami podcast, everyone.
Sorry.
This has been Pokemon. And dumb zombie names like Carl,
Yep.
Alfred. It literally was Carl.
What kind of name is
Alfred.
Carl?
David. And
It makes you wonder if like the mangaka thought it was interesting. Like, I'll use these foreign names, these gaijin names. These will be really interesting sounding. And
Yeah.
and to us Americans, like Carl is the stupidest, dumbest name you could pick.
Yeah.
Really. They all immediately get destroyed. None of them are worth shit.
Yeah.
It is. That was the part that really got to me. Is that like they try to build up. Oh my God, it's Alfred, and it's like
Yeah.
it's not
Who
even
cares?
half the episode spent before it's destroyed.
I know. It's like I think part of the problem is that like you sort of see some Western writers do the same thing where they'll like go to Japan, sort of like Chinese, the Chinese language is the Japanese language, and they'll translate something and they'll pull it, and then when it gets translated over, it's kind of like it doesn't really work. But it's like it sounds cool in English, but it sounds dumb over there. This is kind of like the reverse of that, I guess.
Yep. Anyway, that's this episode of the Toonami Escape podcast. Thank you, Seacaller.
No problem.
Thank you, B-dubs.
Okay.
We'll see you guys next week on the other side of this Pokemon apocalypse. Goodbye.
Yep.